So yes, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. My arms are disappearing, even though it's not really a green screen going on there, but my arms are disappearing. Casper. It's Casper here, the host of my channel. But yeah, basically, we are back, and we've got some good news. Some good news. Finally, this club are trying their hardest, their bestest to give us some positive news, to put smiles on our faces, and to renew season tickets and go on to this American pre-season tour and sell out the shirts. Get the numbers printed, get the names on the backs printed, because you've got to be excited, guys. It's time to get ready to celebrate. Now, what is it that we are celebrating? Supposedly, allegedly, or are supposed to celebrate or get excited about? What is it we've got to be excited about? Mason Mount. Apparently, the deal is getting ever closer. Allegedly, it was reported yesterday that there is a middle ground that's been mutually agreed between clubs of Chelsea and United. But the third bid is supposedly being submitted today. How much is that bid worth? How much is it worth? How much is that going to be in the bid? It's supposedly £55 million as an overall package, and I think it's supposedly meant to be structured similar to a previous bid with so 50 million just up front, and then you've got the extra £5 million in additions. There's like little add-ons, little sweeteners as well, which I think is probably right smack bang in the middle ground between United's initial bid and then Chelsea's price valuation, which supposedly that there's been the mutual agreement. So I don't know how true that is going to be, the mutual agreement side of things. But we've got some details here from Fabrizio Romano, who's reported on this. So Manchester United are set to submit third official bid in excess of £55 million. So it's at least as a minimum of £55 million. Sources feel that this is going to be the final proposal after two bids rejected in recent weeks. Man United want quick resolution, also 100% agreed personal terms, which, as I don't think I've covered before, Mason Mount, apparently the contract valuation is about the same as what Chelsea were offering for his contract extension. So apparently I think it was 5 years that United are offering here at a £200,000 a week. Now, I don't, again, I just, nah. Too much for me. I probably wouldn't be going much over 150,000, let alone 200,000. If anything, I'd be trying to underhand it a bit more and stick it about around 135,000 a week. But we're adamant about getting this player to say yes, and now sorting out the deals with the club, trying to sort out the club side of things, the bids and how it's structured. Now, also had an update. So the initial report from Fabrizio Romano is posted 3 hours ago. We've also had a little update as of recently here that there's growing confidence around both Man United and Mason Mount's side to get the deal done, waiting for Chelsea's position on final bid. All parties being flexible and Mount not signing new deal at Chelsea. Two crucial factors to get it done. Now, supposedly, what Mason Mount had done was communicated to the club, I'm not signing a contract extension under any circumstances. I am going this summer. And apparently, I don't know how true this is or where the motive behind this story came from, but apparently that dropped his valuation significantly enough to entice a bid around this value from United. So I don't know what the legitimacy of that is, but it seems to be that Mason Mount is getting closer and closer and more likely to becoming Man United's first summer signing. And whereabouts will he play? Is he going to be playing as rotation for Bruno Fernandes? Is he going to be starting in the midfield alongside Casemiro? Is he going to be the box-to-box player? Is he going to be the creative element, or is he the depth for Bruno? There's all these questions that I think we can ask now, but we won't have the answers until we see what Ten Hag has got in store for him. Because I think most people should know this, but Mason Mount used to play in the Dutch league at Vitesse when he was loaned there. I think this was significantly before the Derby loan. It might have been the season before or the season before that. But so there's experience previously. I think I can't remember if it was Ten Hag was the manager before at Vitesse. I can't remember because he's had quite a journeyman sort of career before Ajax had Eric Ten Hag. So it's possible that they've played with each other. They've played. I make that sound a lot worse than it is. They played with each other before. No, no, no. He managed Mason Mount before. That's what I'm trying to say is I think that he had done so before. I might have that completely wrong. Correct me if I am wrong on that. But yes, confidence is increasing. We've also had the mention of potentially the Declan Rice deal potentially materializing and actually being a submitted proposal. Supposedly that's gaining legs as well. But as it stands, Mason Mount is looking more and more likely to be the first summer signing for Manchester United. Whether you're happy with that, I don't know. You might be absolutely overjoyed. You might be about to pop it. You've probably got the champagne bottles in the fridge. I don't know. You might have. You might have an unopened 6-pack, 8-pack, 12-pack, 24-pack of your favourite brand of beer sat in the fridge that you're about to rip open and start popping cans. Maybe you're overjoyed with this. Me, I'm a little bit indifferent with this because I don't really think that this is a priority position that we need to focus on. But it just lies with the whole superior motive that if Ten Hag wants that player, push to support your manager with getting that player. And if it doesn't work out, you hold that manager accountable and say, "Well, that didn't work out for you, did it?" Give him what he wants and let him prove to us, prove to the fan base that he knows what he's on about, that he knows what he's talking about, that he knows what he's doing, right? Support that manager, give him what he needs, and if Mason Mount is what he wants, then Mason Mount is what he should get. Just a quick one, because I'm not going to keep everyone here for too long. This might be my shortest video, actually. It's just a quick snappy update, but an important update. I think it's worth noting, to say the least. But as I was just about to refer to previously with Declan Rice situation, supposedly the Manchester City bid is still not being submitted yet. I've not heard anything on that. Maybe they have. Maybe they're just doing it under behind closed doors. You never know. They might be sworn to secrecy, but I don't think there's anything publicly been reported as of yet from the Manchester City front. But supposedly Manchester United are going to try and lodge in a bid for about £40 million, plus Harry Maguire, plus I think I've heard, plus Anthony Elanga, or instead of Anthony Elanga, you get Brandon Williams. And I'm thinking to myself, so the bid. Okay, so the finances of that bid are a bit underwhelming, pretty underwhelming, and the players you've included into that exchange is probably not the players that they want. It's probably not the players I want. Now, I said previously, a couple of times before, that I believe that West Ham be much more favourable to Scott McTominay, because I don't think their centre backs. I don't think they've got any significant problem with the centre back issue. Whereas they're selling one of their star midfielders. So if they can get a midfielder in the same process of selling one, then they would be much more happier, much more open to that proposition, unless they would be open to getting the money from the exchange, gain an extra player for a centre back position plus another position, but then use that money to actually buy a solid, alternative, or a solid replacement for Declan Rice. Now, I think the 40 million side of it, I don't think West Ham are going to be eager to accept. Regardless of the two players being there, I don't think they'll be eager to accept that. I think you could simplify the bid, and it would be much more enticing by including Scott McTominay plus, and I think I said it with how I believe the structure could have been in a previous video, with about 75 million plus with Scott McTominay in there. Now, it's probably undervalued, but I mean, it's hard to say no to 75 million if you're West Ham, plus Scott McTominay as another midfield option. Now, I'd feel sorry for West Ham fans if they do end up getting Scott McTominay. I don't think he's the worst midfielder in the world, but my God, the level that he's performed at United has been nothing shy of just embarrassing and abysmal. So I cannot wait to see the back of Scott McTominay. Some people might disagree with that, but let me know what you guys think with the Mason Mount news, whether you're overjoyed with this, whether you're disappointed with this, whether you like the idea of Mason Mount putting on the Man United shirt, whether you dislike that idea, or whether whether you are completely indifferent. I mean, a bit like me, if he signs for United, cool. If it's what the manager wants, then excellent. But maybe you're much happier than me. Maybe you're much more disappointed. Maybe you're angry. Do be sure to let me know in the comments how this sort of news makes you feel, and be sure to leave a like on the way out, as well as touching up that subscription button and turning on your notification bell for just so you are notified in case when new content comes out, because you never know, and as well as I do, as well as I do, when I'm putting out content, because with the unpredictable nature of a transfer window, you might suddenly get breaking news and breaking information. So things will always be subject to change. Things are all up in the air. I'm planning on releasing this video for about 2 p.m. And I'm going to try and get another video out there I'm going to try and do a 6 p.m. release. I'm probably not going to do as many videos as I've done for the past 2 days, because I've done 4 uploads for both of those days. But I'm going to try and put out another video for later on this afternoon, around about tea time. So in case if you fancy sitting down with some nosh and getting yourself a little early afternoon or early evening, I should say, the early evening Friday night takeaway, and fancy watching some Manchester United transfer news or whatnot. There's probably a million other content creators you prefer watching instead of me. But if you do choose me, then I feel absolutely privileged. You've got a special place in my heart, and I love you for it. But aside from that, any form of support that anybody shows me, in terms of the likes, in terms of subscriptions, and just views as well, because with how new this channel is, I say it's a new channel where it's not actually a new channel. This channel's been created for the longest time, but in terms of starting this journey here, that any sort of viewership is massively appreciated. So, I can't thank everybody enough for the support that they do show towards me, and the generosity that they'd have in going that extra mile for the likes, interactions, as well as subscribing to the channel and starting us on this inevitably long journey. I'm hoping it's a long journey. I'm hoping it's a successful journey. I'm hoping that I get to spin of some PR nonsense by saying trust the process, and everyone lap it up. Do an Arsenal do a Manchester United board. And not to say that I will turn into one of those corporate stooges, but you know, it's one of those things. You either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. It's probably one of those things. But yeah, let me know what you think in comments down below with the subject of this video. Yeah, drop likes, drop subscriptions if you so fancy seeing more of this content. Turn your notification bell on. And that's it for me this afternoon. And you'll be seeing me next time, probably about 6 p.m. Could be later if there is breaking news on something that I feel like I should change the subject of the up and coming videos. If I'm waiting for more information, if I'm looking to do a bit more deep diving into certain aspects. But yeah, it's just whatever happens, and I'll be sure to be onto it in a flash. But as for now, that's goodbye from me, and we'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.